What is up, everybody? So, Reverse TV here today. So, we had a new update about Callisto Protocol sales update. Apparently, the game didn't do too hot. This is supposed to be like the savior for the horror action genre. It's supposed to be like the spiritual successor to Dead Space. But this was definitely not the chosen one. When the game released, it was super buggy on Xbox and PC versions, but the PlayStation version was probably the best version that released. Probably because it had Sony developers specifically work on this game, and it still didn't save it. So, Krafton's new Callisto's Protocol, which was released last month at a cost of about 200 billion won. I don't know what that currency is, but when you read further down, it equates to $162 million in the US. So it took a lot of money to make this game, and it did not do that great. So I don't know what went wrong here. I thought the Sony fanboys say they buy games, but apparently they didn't buy enough for this game because the game didn't do too hot. I understand why Xbox guys and PC guys probably didn't buy this game, because why would you buy this game when it's like your versions are the crappier versions of this game? Because even people with like high-end PCs, the game was like stuttering, having a lot of issues, bugs, and whatever. Xbox the same thing as well. I don't know if it was stuttering, but it's like it performs less than the PlayStation version. So why would you buy this at day one? Doesn't make any sense to me. As soon as it was getting like all the negative reports about how the performance was, and even how the gameplay was in certain aspects, like you can't, like the melee combat is kind of wonky in certain situations. I'm like, as soon as I start hearing news reports about that, I'm like, this game was definitely like a bargain bin title for me. So yeah, sad. The game did not do as expected. So so maybe they can probably get like a Game Pass deal in the future. Maybe they can hit up Phil and they probably get like a Game Pass thing going, because I'm definitely not buying this at full price. Nowhere near full price. Like I say, at least I'm getting either half off, or maybe if it's in Game Pass, I might check it out. But yeah, this game definitely, I'm not touching anywhere near a $7 price point. A little more time in the oven. Yeah, it needs to be polished. That's the thing too, bro. Why these companies constantly release games that's not polished? It's not fully polished. It's like half finished, buggy at launch. It just be like complete messes, but we expect you to pay $70 for these games. Like, that's just crazy to me. You have to ask if they user tested this game and whether the feedback was heard. I know creators will often push their vision as what the game needs to be, but sometimes players just don't come with you, and it seems the majority couldn't get on board with the way the combat worked. I thought the game was really good. A fee improved combat mechanics for a sequel that could be incredible. Yeah, the game could probably be a lot better with a sequel, but is it even going to get that far where they make a sequel for this game? Sad to hear it. I truly enjoyed it, though. 5 times compounding factors in effect. $70 was definitely negative right there. A new IP, which, I mean, that's kind of not a bad thing in this instance, because it's supposed to be like the new Dead Space. Which people were hoping for. A horror game, which is not a bad thing either, because we don't get too many action horror games lately. Mixed reviews. Buggy as hell at launch. Yeah, that definitely kind of counted against it. Maybe they should have focused on making a good game, then respect the audience instead of releasing an unoptimized, overpriced game. A game like Vampire Survivors that didn't even need a button to play is far better in every regard. Okay. Gonna have to make a Game Pass deal to try to get some of the money back. They probably should at this point. If they're doing that bad, they probably should try to recoup some of the money with a Game Pass deal. The second game will learn from the mistakes of the first. That's even if we get a second game. This ain't like the PS2 generation, so a game costs a lot less to make, and you can make like a game that's like a super creative project, and it doesn't do that way. You can make a sequel. It might not be that lucky. We might not get a sequel with how this game is doing. The stigma of Sony. Shaking my head, I really enjoyed this game. It wasn't that bad, and people really are crapping on it. Once you get used to the mechanics, I had a ball. I can't wait for a new game plus. I love a sequel. Graphics are A1 also. It launched alright. PlayStation gamers bought it, but seems to me karma hit them hard when they were being shady with the devs. And that negativity seems to have spread what goes around. What is this? Apparently, there was some drama with this game as well, which I didn't know about. Apparently, 20 developers were omitted from the end credit of Callisto Protocol, particularly those who did extensive work and contributed key development bits to the finished game. That's kind of messed up. We get these people who worked hard on this game and they got omitted from the credits, which it's not good right there. And something to do with crunch culture as well. Yeah, it's not a good sign right there. Visually, the game was lush, gameplay mechanics and progression through environment frustrating and bland. It looked nice, but the game didn't. But the game had terrible mechanics. Is what he's trying to say right there. Then you got Dead Space remake is coming out this month, so it's kind of like it's not a good sign for this game doing too well. When they release it right next to Dead Space, the actual remake people want to play, you got like a kind of copy of Dead Space. It's like a lot of decisions weren't thought out too well with this game. But yeah, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. We kind of get the gist of it. The game just didn't do too well. It's like you expect the Sony fan base who buys all these games. They claim to say they buy all these games, but apparently them buying the games weren't enough to save this. So I'm gonna include it right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video, and as always, thanks for watching and peace.